Good morning to all my YouTube family and friends. Welcome to Belinda's Country Living. Today I will be making homemade egg noodles. Now I've done a video a year or so ago on how to make the noodles, so I am making noodles again. I had a lot of comments on the previous video, so I will try to address some of the questions that I was asked as I go along in the video. But I have a family gathering today, so they always ask me to bring my homemade noodles. I don't know for the likes of me why someone else in the family won't make these noodles. I guess they feel intimidated. But my sister, my younger sister, she's the only one I have left now, she always says, why mess up a good thing? Yours is always so good. So I'm going to bend you down here and show you how I make my homemade noodles. Hope y'all don't mind me being in my PJs, but I'm doing this ahead of time. Okay, so what you're going to be needing is you're going to need 4 eggs. You are going to need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to need about a teaspoon of salt, and I also use a couple of teaspoons of milk. And what I like to do is I like to whisk my eggs separately in a bowl. That way I know they're going to be whisked up really good. So whisk them up. That little white part of the egg is not going to hurt that one bit. So just whisk that up. Mix it up really good. Just like that. Now we're going to add 4 cups. Move you over here so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to need 4 cups. We don't need that one. I'm having trouble with the camera here. Here we go. 4 cups, and just level that off. It doesn't have to be perfect. Having trouble with my hand here. Four cups. That's 2. It's 3. This is going to make a lot of noodles. 4. And I'm not for sure the likes of me. What happened there? It is. Now, let's just eyeball the salt. About a teaspoon of salt. If you can't have salt, then just omit it. Let's mix that up really well. Now, I like to use a meat fork when I do my noodles. Mix that up really well, and you are going to create a well. Just like this. And now we're going to put our whisked eggs in there. And you're just going to stir and rake the sides of your flour and bring your flour into the eggs. Keep whisking, keep turning, and keep bringing in more flour from the side. Now, you know, years ago, I remember when my best friend, she taught me how to do these. She would do them the night before. And she'd roll them out in like a log, a real long log. And she would let them dry for about an hour or so. And then she would cut them and then leave them out all night on the counter. Well, we don't do that today. Everything is easier. Now, I don't have a noodle machine, and I don't need one. So just keep raking these in from the side. Yeah, and one of the questions that I was asked, do you have to let your noodles dry? No, you don't. Soon as these are done, you could drop these in your boiling broth. Now, I've got a whole chicken over there in a pan, and it's ready. And I will take my chicken out, and I will drop these in that chicken broth immediately. Now, you see what I'm doing? Just keep bringing that in from the sides. Now, you will have flour left over, and that's okay because you're going to use it on either your cutting board or your... I just use mine. I spread them out on my counter. Just keep pulling in from the sides. And you want it to be a little sticky. Don't overwork your dough because they will be tough. And if you could pick them up with your hands, and you will see it's still a little, and that's pretty good. So that's going to be what you need. So now we're going to take some of this flour and we're going to put it on the counter. I'm using my counter. Just like that. Now I like to separate my dough into two balls. I'm going to probably make a mess with my wrist brace here. Just like that. Oh yeah. So, and you just want to work it. Fold it a few times. I love homemade noodles. They're so easy to make. And they taste much better than them bag noodles or them frozen noodles. Make sure your rolling pin got flour on it. And let's roll these out. Roll a little bit. And you want to flip. That is to make sure that your dough does not stick. Move you back here a little bit. Stick to the counter. And I'm going to roll these out real thin. I'd say about a 1/16 of an inch. If it falls apart, it does not matter because they're going to be noodles. flour. Flour will also make your juices, if you like your broth to be a little thick. You cannot, I can't stress enough, you cannot mess up these noodles. Moving you here. Now I use a pizza cutter. Now you could roll this up and cut the log in half, but why go through all them steps? They do not have to be perfect. If you want these to be real thin, then, you know, put them about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch wide. If you like wide noodles, then go about 1/2 inch. But mine is going to be not a perfect noodle. Some's going to be thin, some's going to be wider than the other, and that's okay. So, then I go right down the middle, just like that. Now you got your noodles. If you want a smaller noodle, you can go ahead and, you know, cut again. So let's get these up off the counter. See there? Look at that. I think the next one I'm going to try to roll them out a little bit thinner. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish these, and I will bring you back as soon as the noodles are all cut up. Okay, so we're down to the last of the dough. Now I did divide this into 3 pieces. Just keep working it. Use your muscles. If you can, do a rectangular but it doesn't, like I said, it does not matter because they're noodles. Just like that. I'm going to make these a little bit thinner, hopefully. There we go. I'm just showing you how it's all done, y'all. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's going to be good. Enough. Like I said, these don't have to be perfect. If you want a perfect noodle, then I suggest you go buy a bag noodle. It's commercial and they go through a machine and they're cut perfectly, but these are homemade. And I think I got these just about the right size. Let's go down the middle. And there you have it. Let's get these up. Look at that. See that? Oh yeah. That's a lot of noodles. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably just do half of them. And I'm going to freeze some of these, because I also have another family gathering on the 24th. So there's your noodles. And we're going to let these rest for a few minutes while I cut up my chicken. I'm going to bring you over to the stove and show you what I've got in my pot. Okay, you're over here at my stove. Yeah, this is my old-timey pressure cooker. Love it. You don't have to worry about that little pressure valve on top of your newer ones. And I've got a chicken. Bring you a little closer. That is a whole chicken. Look at all that good broth. So my next step is I'm going to take the chicken out, let it cool down so I can cut the chicken off the bones. And then I'll show you how I drop my noodles. Now, I don't drop the noodles in with the shredded up chicken. I always add the chicken after the noodles are cooked. Okay, so the chicken broth has come to a full boil, and that is what you want. It has to be a roaring boil before you drop your egg noodles. Now, out of that 4 cups of flour and 4 eggs, this is what I got. Now, I may not use all these. It just depends. I will know when I drop them in because you want to have plenty of room. You don't want to smother the noodles as they're cooking. My chicken is still cooling down, as you can see. So, again, I won't add that chicken until after my noodles are done. You will cook these noodles from 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let's drop. Let's see if I can hold this. Let me bend you down a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing with my right hand. So, just drop them loosely into the boiling broth. Up again, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. They will float to the top. Do not disturb them at this time. Ooh, I just can't wait to get into these. Usually when I do them here at home for myself to eat, I'll have mashed potatoes but we're going to have all that. Now gently just move them around. There you go. Plenty of room in there. I guess I will use all these noodles. Look how pretty them noodles are. Y'all, these are going to be good. If you've never, or you young people out there, I know it takes a little effort to make something good. But when you make these and they come out awesome, you'll be so proud of yourself. And the more you do them, the better you get at it. I am using all these noodles. Just drop them in there loosely. Oh yeah. So see, and you got a little bit of flour on your plate, and that's okay. Just dump that in there. I know, folks, this is a long video, but to make something homemade and to show you how it's done, it does take a while to do a video. And also, I want to point out that I did not add the 2 teaspoons of milk. If it's not in front of me, I have a tendency to forget. I got a noodle right there, open on burnt, there we go. I have a tendency to forget, but it didn't make a difference. Because I usually add the milk in with my eggs as I'm whisking the eggs. I just didn't want that gallon of milk out on the counter. And you're just going to gently move them around. And like I said, 12 to 15 minutes, you will know. You might want to test them. You want them to be soft. You know, and at this time, I'm going to add some salt to this. And you will see how it's boiling over the noodles? That's what you want. Get underneath gently. You don't want them to stick to the pot. And what I did was, I moved the broth over to it's a bigger, rounder pan because you want your noodles not to be crowded. And my pressure cooker, it's kind of deep. It's taller than this. And I always move the broth over to this pot. Look at that, people. And doesn't that look good? We went to the church went to the Christmas lights last night in Columbus, Indiana, and I'm close. I'm about 25 miles from Columbus, and I have never seen anything like it. It's $5 a person to get in. It was absolutely beautiful. I did try doing a video, but it just seemed like there was always a kid walking in front of me doing the video, and that is something you don't want to do, is video a child. And a lot of adults that, you know, unless you got their permission to be on YouTube, they don't like that. So I didn't want to take a chance of getting a strike on my channel. So I wasn't able to do a video. But if you ever get to Columbus, Indiana around the holidays, you need to go see the lights. Oh my word. It is absolute. It takes about 10, 15 minutes just to drive through. Then you park and then you get to go through all the shops. They had some reindeers there. Oh, it was just beautiful. Okay, when these are done, I'm going to bring you back. Okay, the noodles are done. Look at that. They're tender. We like our noodles thin, and they are thin noodles. You want them thicker? Then don't roll them out as thin as I did. Now at this point, I'm going to add some chicken. Now you don't have to add chicken if you don't want, just do the egg noodles. But I'm going to add chicken. I got a lot of chicken off of this whole chicken, and I'm going to use part of it later. I might do some barbecue chicken. There's all kinds of things you can do with chicken. So I'm just adding the chicken to the noodles. And I know today they're going to be having turkey, ham, so they're not so worried about the chicken in the egg noodles, but I do like it. So that's all I'm adding to that. So I'm going to dish up a bowl of this and do a taste test. Okay, I have dished up the noodles with the chicken in it. And look, Let me bend you up here. Look at that. And look how tender they are. Like I said, homemade noodles are different sizes. Some are thin and some are a lot wider. Look at that. Wow, they are delicious. Very delicious. And still hot. But, So when I get to my sister's, I probably won't eat any because I'm having mine now. So, that is how you make homemade egg noodles. So y'all need to give them a try. Oh, they're so good. Oh my goodness. Yes. They are very good. You will be proud of yourself if you make these. If you've never made egg noodles, you will be so proud of yourself. So, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe, and please leave your comments. I love reading all of your comments. Oh, and I want to show you something else. I also, when I went to the doctor, now I got a brace that I wear at night when I sleep. It's got a metal bar going across there, and you know, that's not very comfortable to sleep in, but it's a protocol, you know, they have to go through trying different braces, and then I have therapy once a week. That's to satisfy the insurance, I guess. But before they decide if they're going to do surgery. Guess the insurance won't pay for surgery without you trying things first. So, anyway, it's uncomfortable, but I'm doing it. Just like I'm wearing the day brace. So, and it does help. And if you've ever had nerve damage, carpal tunnel, I have nerve damage in my elbow, down my arm, and then the top of my hand is, and the fingers, they're just constantly like pins and needles. But anyway, it is what it is. So y'all just have to bear with me. So until the next time, happy holidays to everyone. And remember, as always, God loves you, and I do too. And always be kind in your words.